She replaced your butt, didn't she? I know it looks like that. You see her posting her new man and she's all happy and she's thrilled and she loves throwing it in your face. But see, here's the thing. It's just performance. She wants you to feel what she's currently running from, what she's currently distracting herself from with her new guy. But if you pay attention, if you look closely, you'll see the cracks. In this video, I'll be going over the 5 signs that show that her rebound is already falling apart and what you can do when it happens. Why most rebounds fail? It's because most rebounds aren't built on love. They're built on distraction and avoidance. She doesn't want intimacy with this new guy. She just wants distraction. And here's how I know that. Intimacy, real intimacy, is not projection. It's not an act. It's something that's built over time with someone that you slowly learn to trust. That's where a relationship comes in. That's probably what she had with you. And you can't replace that level of emotional trust, of intimacy with somebody new in just a couple weeks or a month. Her new guy is just emotional Novocaine. He numbs the pain, but he doesn't heal the wound. That's what she actually likes about him. He distracts her long enough to where she doesn't have to sit and feel lonely with her decision to leave you. And of course, because she can't tell the difference between validation and value or dopamine and depth, she confuses this for love because what's the difference? All she understands is validation and this guy likes me, so I guess I'll give him my attention. And honestly, most women just can't tell the difference. They tend to chase whoever gives them butterflies and the most validation. That's it. Rebound relationships almost always follow a pattern similar to something like this. First is infatuation, and it's deep infatuation. They can't believe they met the love of their life 2 weeks after they got done with your 6-year relationship. They get that dopamine spike next, just from being with them, being in the same room as them. They'll tell them, you make me so happy. I can't believe I found you, and I wasn't even looking, and all this other stupid crap. But after a few weeks, after a few months, their emotional mismatch starts to really show. In other words, once that dopamine comes down, once that honeymoon phase ends, they start to find out that they're not really that compatible with each other. Because that entire dynamic wasn't built on mutual trust or emotion, it was just built on avoidance. It was built on fantasy. She projected onto him, and he probably projected onto her, the ideal partner that the other one was looking for. And of course, you can't keep up a mask forever. Once that mask falls, then you get to see the other person for who they truly are. And guess what? Wow, we actually don't get along that well. There's actually a lot of conflict here. And once that conflict starts, it doesn't stop. Whenever you're already arguing with your partner, with your new guy, with your new person, within a couple weeks of just meeting them, and you're in the middle of your honeymoon phase where you should be, it's like, that is a huge red flag that you guys are not compatible. You're emotionally mismatched. So what ends up naturally happening is that one or both of you simply fade the other one out. The texts get shorter, the responses get longer in between the times, and before you know it, we haven't talked in a few days and you just kind of move on. Now, that's not to say that he's going to just move on and she's going to let him, because she still wants him around, of course, as some validation or a backup option in case her other things don't work out, because you are starting to look better and better as the days go on. I mean, it's fun until it's not, then it's awkward and weird and mismatched. Most rebounds burn fast and just as loud as they started. So in other words, whenever they first get together and she's really happy to hard launch him on Instagram or Facebook or some stupid crap like that, which of course is going to make her look dumb, she's going to blare him all over her social media. And here's the thing, whenever that ends, it's going to be just as loud. They're going to delete everything about them. Their status now goes from, in a relationship, or God, the worst one is going from married to it's complicated. It's like, oh my gosh. All of a sudden it becomes chaotic and performative on the outside, not just the inside. Like, you were the one who knew this going into it, right? Or anybody with half a freaking brain cell. Then the emotional instability starts to show on the outside. Now they're both posting passive aggressive memes about each other, about how, women aren't, about how women can't bring you happiness. And of course, she's going to post something like all men need therapy. And you're just going to sit back with popcorn and just enjoy watching this show, man. So here's 5 signs you can look for that signal that her rebound is failing. Number 1 is that she starts posting less. Now, whatever her normal posting pattern is, so if it's a couple of times a week and it goes down to barely once a week, maybe once every couple of weeks now. Even if she posts 10 posts every single day, all of a sudden those posts are going to shift to more heartbreak content, or angry, vindictive content, memes that are subtly aimed at somebody, and you can sense it, but you can't quite tell, because pettiness tends to thrive in emotional ambiguity. She wants to maintain plausible deniability that anything is even going on. Or she takes it to the other extreme and starts posting rebound happiness. She starts sort of forcing it upon herself when you can tell in her pictures and all of her posts that, yeah, this is all performative. And even part of knowing that it's performative is how much she's posting. Because I guarantee you, this has been proven that people who post a lot on social media are unhappy. And I've personally seen this a few times. I've seen women go completely silent, and I mean for weeks at a time. They don't like anything, they don't post anything, they don't talk to anyone. That kind of collapse means that the energy that she was using to prop up that rebound, to prop up that relationship, is totally gone, and she is burned out. Number 2, her content becomes passive aggressive or just sad. And this goes for her rebound guy as well. The memes and the things that they post tend to be sad. They tend to go to heartbreak now, where they were posting they just found the love of their life, and now all of a sudden they're posting memes about choosing peace over relationships. The point is, the rebound guy is not delivering anymore. Now she's signaling that pain indirectly through her posts. And again, she doesn't post directly. She posts indirectly so that she can maintain some sort of level of ambiguity. Number 3, she either unblocks you, refollows you, or just simply starts watching your content again. It's like just when you thought she was really done, that they were really going to work out and that you were just chopped liver to them, she starts popping up on your stories. She starts liking your posts again. And you sort of start to realize, all right, this may not be as over as I thought it was. And what you need to keep in mind is this: when her distraction fails, the comparison starts. Number 4, and one of my personal favorites, is that they actually get ballsy enough to hard launch each other, right? They're posting each other on their profiles. They get the little wedding ring band thing, even though they're not engaged, but you know, whatever. They have no idea what that means, which is why they post it so frequently. She'll post him subtly and then never again. They'll hard launch each other, right? There's a pic or two of them on their profile, on their story, whatever, of them hugging, kissing, embracing, something that looks so loving, and it looks like it's so affectionate, and they finally found the one. But then a couple weeks later, sure enough, that picture is removed. Their bio is wiped clean, and it's like... And watching that from the outside, especially whenever you're still emotionally entangled with her and you just kind of watch her entire rebound fail utterly and watch her make an ass out of herself, it's really gratifying. You know, it's like, this right here, this is your reward. You need to enjoy this moment. Here's what it really means. She tried to provoke you with that pic, and she got absolutely nothing back. That's why she probably didn't post him again, because she didn't get the reaction that she really wanted from it. It wasn't love. It wasn't admiration. It was bait. And it flopped. Number 5, this is a big indicator that most people simply pass up, and that is her friends stop engaging with her content. You heard me right. Her friends stop engaging with that content. Watch who stops liking and stops commenting on her posts, because mutuals tend to disappear when drama hits. In other words, they know behind the scenes that things aren't going well between them. So whenever she posts something about him that says, oh, I'm so happy to have him, less than 24 hours later, they were done again. Their friends know better, that this is just a cycle. Give her a day or two and they'll be right back in the And you know, when her friends stop hyping her up, stop hyping her man up, stop those little "I'm so happy for you" posts, that's when you know the party is really over. True story. I had an ex one time that whenever she would have a problem with her current boyfriend, which was really just a rebound, she would log into Telegram, would text her friend, whoever it was, like 2 or 3 texts, and would basically screenshot the situation or the conversation. They'd laugh about it, talk about it, do whatever, for like a couple texts, right? Not even a full day. So I knew that by looking at her Telegram, I could tell when she was in a relationship, how long it lasted, and if they were having problems, simply from Telegram. Because sure enough, every single time she'd break something off with another guy, she'd get right back on Telegram and text one of her friends. And I'm sure they're laughing at him or laughing at the situation, and of course, it's never her fault. It's never going to be her fault. She's not the toxic one. It's the other guy's fault. And remember, you were once that guy too. So get a laugh out of it. Know that she's never going to find happiness if she stays on her current path. Look, I know that it's really difficult whenever you see these signs happening. And you feel bad for her ex, right? Her now rebound ex, whatever you want to say. You feel bad for him because you were in that spot, a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, whatever it was. And you want to reach out to him just to kind of say, look, man, I know what it's like. I'm really sorry this happened. Trust me, she sucks. You're not missing out on anything. Let's be friends anyway, because it'll really mess with her. By the way, that's a true story between my grandfather and my step-grandfather like 50 years ago. It's absolutely hilarious. The point is, you do not break silence. Don't reach out to her and don't reach out to him, okay? Because you're just probably going to stir up emotion, probably get into a fight. It's not worth it. Trust me on that. What often happens is that once that rebound fails, she'll sit there in silence for a little while, expecting men to hit her up and to ask how she's doing and to save her from the mess that she created herself. And here's the thing. I know that men are hardwired for that we want to save the people that we love, but you've got to let her sit in her own mistakes because that's the only way she's going to grow. So number 2, you let her failure echo in her mind. In other words, you need her to sit and think about it as much as you possibly can get her to do so. She needs to sit and pontificate about the relationship as much as possible. She knows deep down that she needs to come to the conclusion and face the fact that she had a big part to play, not only in her relationship with you that ended poorly, but also this new rebound with this new guy. The problem is that the modern woman doesn't do it. She'll sit there and convince herself that because the feelings are no longer there, it's his fault. He's the man, he should have chased me. Without ever realizing that that's not how attraction works. That's how ego works, but that's how the modern feminist interprets love. Number 3, you keep leveling up so that the contrast between you two grows. Eventually, it's going to be obvious who she should have chose. And I truly believe that eventually most exes come to that point where they realize, even if it's years later, yeah, I messed up with that guy. I shouldn't have treated him like that. I should have done X, Y, Z. And even if she's knee deep in with this new guy, whenever he starts getting out of her control and starts being sporadic or starts being unfaithful, you start to radiate progress and control. And that contrast that she draws even subconsciously between you two is going to be loud as hell. You start to become the standard that she abandoned for the new shiny thing. So if you're seeing any one of these signs, just know that her rebound is failing, and it's failing fast. Don't step in. Don't try to interrupt it. Do not try to save her. Let her sit in it and let her mature, knowing that she caused the majority of these problems. And if she never faces that, that's her problem. Now, nobody's perfect, but if she will never take accountability for her actions, then there's nothing you can do. Don't forget, in the bio of every single video, I do include my link if you wanted to schedule something with me. If you're really going through it, we can deep dive into whatever it is, maybe get a plan to get your ex back or just talk about your mental health. We'll get some sort of a game plan going. Feel free to message me. Until next time, Lil Bro, you've got this, and I've got you. I'll see you in the next one.